So in my recent Lewis Rees Summit video, I mentioned that probably the happiest person waking up after that news was Steve Tandy, because all of a sudden he's got this excellent player at his disposal. And then I was thinking, is there anyone else like kind of out there that Steve Tandy might be like in the look at, and has not been featuring in squads over the last few years? Maybe they were out of favour with Gatland or something like that, or maybe Sherratt didn't rate them. So I had a look around, and I have to be honest, the cupboards are pretty bare out of what's out there that can come in. There was obviously a few players, but there was like one or two that had not been capped and had not been in camps. So I thought I would just go through those and say maybe they could come in and offer something. So the first player I've gone for is Olly Cracknell at Leicester Tigers. Now, he has been around for a while. He's been around the block. He's played in Wales, played in South Africa, went to London Irish. Now he's at Leicester, probably playing the best rugby of his career. He's super abrasive. He's about 6'3", 19 stone, so he's a big guy. Plays 8 or 6, but played a lot at 8 this year for Leicester and been absolutely pivotal to their dominant pack that they have. It reminds me of like a Ross Moriarty type figure where he's in your face, hard tackling, hard carrying, 100% into everything. And there's been a lot of talk about him potentially coming into some squads when Gatland's in charge and maybe Sherratt, but always kind of being left on the outside. And I do wonder if that is his age, because he is 31. But maybe like a hard-edged player can offer something, even if it's in the squad. But he's been playing so well for Leicester. I think he should really be in the reckoning. His biggest problem is the back row is always stacked with Wales, so it's going to be hard to get in there. But definitely a player to look out for, and maybe take a closer look at if you're Steve Tandy, who was of course a back rower himself. And then we're getting a bit closer to home then. I was thinking of the regions. Is there any sort of maybe young player that hasn't been in the squad that can come in and make a difference? And I did like the look of Huw Anderson. He's looked good in what has been a really poor season for the Dragons. What I like about Anderson is he's really brave. He's not the biggest guy, but he has a go, and he'll if he sees an opportunity, he's not afraid to go for it. And I think fullback is kind of a position, I wouldn't say it's a problem position for Wales, but I don't think Blair Murray is the answer. I think he's a fantastic player. I just think he's more suited to the wing. His defence can be questionable sometimes, and under the high ball he's not the most safe. So like an out-and-out fullback like Anderson, who can come and still cause issues for defences. I mean, that try he scored against Newcastle, he just went for it and he was gone, and he was blistering pace. So he's got some X factor there, and he's still super young, 20. So you know, he's going to probably get a chance into the Wales team. And maybe Steve Tandy has a look at him and thinks, maybe he's someone I can look to build on and move forward in the future with. And then on that point, building players into the future, there's one guy, the last guy, has got to be Morgan Morse. It's kind of weird that he didn't get on the summer tour, but I can sort of understand Matt Sherratt's thinking with having Wainwright and Faletau there, but I still think he should have taken him. He's inevitably going to play for Wales, so get him in there and maybe build to the future. I guess that wasn't Sherratt's prerogative in this Japan tour. He is going to have a pre-season with the Ospreys for the first time in like 5 years, so like that is important and it can't be understated. He's going to be part of the plans for that back row. You know, they've lost players. Tipperick has gone, so they have lost players in the back row, so there is going to be room for him to get more consistent game time now. Everybody knows what he's capable of. He's dynamic, he's athletic, he throws himself into everything. We've seen bits and pieces of what can be an excellent player. What he's got to do now is really just put it all together consistently, and he's going to get into that Wales team. I also feel like he needs to maybe nail down his best position. Most people would probably say 8, and I would agree with that, but he's not the biggest, and I know he plays different with his dynamism, but we've seen him play 7 for the under-20s, we've seen him play 6 for the Ospreys, so what's going to be important to him this year is really nailing down a spot. I think Steve Tandy has almost certainly got to name him in his first squad that he names for the autumn, so I'll be looking forward to seeing him come in. And he's, again, a lot of depth in that back row, but he's certainly a player who's going to push and he's going to get caps. So let's get him in the squad, see what he's made of, get him in that environment and start getting some experience in him. But that's my thoughts. If there's anyone out there else you can think of, put it in the comments, and check out dragonsports.co.uk. Cheers.